Hey, you totally remember that about 5 weeks ago, I was supposed to have another live performance? What's up, guys? I am actually planning on having another show. Yeah, that thing got totally canceled and I never got into the reason why. And I want to tell you guys, because if you're setting up your own show, like my one of my good friends, he just did this past weekend, there are a lot of trials and tribulations you have to go through just to get your first ever show. Even to just sell a ticket, it's like a pain in the ass. So just to let you guys know, I had a show at a restaurant and they let me use their function room. I sold it out. I performed some magic in there for an hour. It went great. It was awesome. It was the first time I ever did it, and it was a really big success. So a few weeks later, another restaurant that was up the road that I was working for wanted me to do the same exact thing, have a show in their function room, but instead of it being on a Thursday, it was going to be on a Saturday, which I thought would be a much easier sell because it took me a while to develop that whole show and to sell tickets at the exact same time as an individual. I did have some people help. Well, I had my wife help me and get the word out, but it was mainly just me doing 90% of all the work. But my friends who helped film, they helped me out tremendously. So I was given an option to set up another show, but I was only given about 2.5 weeks to set up the whole thing from beginning to end to sell tickets. The first show, it only had 25 tickets to sell. The second one was around 35. So I had to sell 10 more tickets with about half the time allotted just to develop the entire event. And I was up to the challenge to actually do it. And in about the first week into it, I think I had about 10 people come in. Yeah, I think I had around 10 people that wanted to buy tickets. And I was pushing to actually get the other 25. And right around I think about a week and a half mark or a week prior, I was approached by the restaurant owner and the whole thing was completely canceled. And this is also the restaurant that fired me too. I have absolutely no bad blood with these people. They're really nice. They're great. So the whole thing was inevitable because one, when I first started working for this restaurant, it was around the time when the original owner hired me and they were giving it to a different owner. So they were in the process of selling the place. Everything was basically being finalized. The original people, they were leaving around May. And so when this whole entire show was developed, it was basically one of the managers that's basically staying with the company. He wanted me to do the show, gave me about 2.5 weeks, and the owner was just basically oh, there was no communication with me and the manager. If you only sold 10 tickets and it's a Saturday, we want to use that room to sell food, and so we're going to be out thousands of dollars. And so, yeah, you're gonna have to cancel the show. She kind of said it like that, but she's a really nice person. But yeah, it was annoying. It was frustrating, but it was also relieving at the same time because I don't think I was ready for that type of commitment, as a relationship. I don't think I was ready for doing another show in that short amount of time. Like I said earlier, it took me an entire month from beginning to end to do all the tickets, to have all the tricks worked out, and I wanted to switch it up and do something else, and having about 2.5 weeks to do the exact same thing even bigger was just, it really wasn't possible. I know in the bottom of my heart the second show was probably going to be worse than the first one, or I would try to dumb it down to make it much easier on myself. A lot of magicians, they tell me that I do really complicated and overly just really difficult moves and tricks, and I don't know, I just think they're fun to do. It's just the daredevil part of me, I guess. But yeah, it's something that you have to go on with if you're going to be a performer. If you want to do this, you're going to have things fall through, and it happens a lot, especially in business. And one piece of advice that I would give somebody, and I gave this to my friend when he was trying to sell his tickets, his show was basically an intimate gathering with 10 people, and he had it for Friday and Saturday, and I believe he only had about 5 people for each day. So he technically had like one sold out show split across 2 altogether. But the hardest part is not really developing the tricks. I think people, if they want to come see you, they'll enjoy it more. They'll enjoy it or something, find something enjoyable in it. Selling tickets is the hardest because every single person you come across will tell you to your face they're going to come and watch the show. I understand that people are doing that to be nice, but you cannot go on that empty promise because everyone's going to tell you that they're going to come. They're going to have family members, your co-workers, you know their shifts, you know they're not working that night, they're still not going to show up, and you're going to have to live with that reality. And I know it sucks, it's annoying. I can't tell you how many people that told me that they were going to show up and they just didn't buy a ticket. You will have some people, which actually happened to me. You may have a situation where you're telling people over and over to come by and order a ticket. They don't order a ticket, they just show up on the day of. My chiropractor told me that he went to the restaurant the day of the show and was kind of disappointed that I wasn't there. He wasn't upset or anything. He's a really nice guy too. But yeah, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of disappointments. It's going to happen. Not everything is going to work out. And you have to set aside a good amount of time to actually practice. The one thing in magic, and I'm sure it's the same exact thing in music, is that when you first learn something, you don't immediately perform it. You're going to want to go in and actually get it down to look correct. And this with the show, give yourself about a month and a half, 2 months to actually work out every single kink, because an hour, it doesn't sound that long, but when you're basically have to consistently move and work and coordinate and do all these things, it feels like an eternity sometimes. So yeah, guys, I this is something I want to do more often. I want to be upfront and clear with you guys. I know I'm way over like a month, just overdue for this, but I want to be more open with my channel and talk about things. And I think that I'm just gonna upload whatever I want, because the whole 2-channel system, it just kind of gets confusing for me. I have done this numerous times throughout the years where I would upload the wrong video onto the wrong channel and then start all over again. It is a pain in the ass, I am telling you right now. Now, also, you could comment down below if you have any other questions of how to set up your own show, because I did it all independently. I did it through Eventbrite. I'm planning on doing it again at a new location. I just had a meeting yesterday with some people, really cool winery, so I'm gonna try to test that out. But yeah, guys, other than that, that is all from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.